Monday nights here, the engines ignite, modifieds lined up under bright track lights, slide jobs flying, throttle down tight. It's our racing glory, it's time to fight. Ethan Bill's up front, eyes on the prize. Damian Ward chasing fire in his eyes. Kenny Goodney's holding that outside line. Caleb Durgan's waiting for his perfect time. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Every driver's dream, every fan's perfect hit. Slide shot through the wheel, cushion in play. This is where the legends are made every day.
What's up, everybody? Just getting into the session. Give me a few minutes and I will be there. Trash talk, laughter, and drivers bold. From the green flag drop to the checkers wave. It's hard, it's hustle, it's the road to play. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Every driver's dream, every fan's perfect hit. Slide shot through the wheel, cushion in play. Well, tonight we got big block modifieds starting out here first. Then we got super late models at Port Royal, and then we will have UMP Modifieds finishing up the night at Huset. So looks like we got a 6505 SOF. I see Andrew Clark in there, Caleb Durgan, Connor New, Damian Ward, Desmond Busby, Dylan Yeager. Man, we got a heavy hitting field here tonight. Ethan Bill, Hunter Hollenbeck, Michael Swank, T. Clem, Will Hanger, Roundtree, Cudney. I mean, there are a lot of names out there tonight. Oh yeah, definitely dirt. Just waiting to get up in the session, guys. Lernerville. Yes, definitely AI. That is AI music. Oh, I'm feeling way better than I did last week. Last week was rough, I'll tell you that. I almost didn't broadcast last week, which is rare for me because I don't think I've ever canceled a Monday night opener. All right, guys, these guys out on the track waiting for Trading Paints to catch up. Looks like Peyton Talbot currently at the top of the charts. Dylan Yeager in second. Ethan Bill, Kenny Cudney, as Durgan's going to drop up into that number 2 spot. I appreciate you guys coming out. It makes it worth it. I have a lot of fun doing it, honestly. Man, it looks like it gave us quite a unique track here tonight with the pre-gen. As you can see, it is definitely slick up at the top, which is where these guys really want to be. Looked like there was a second slick spot in 1 and 2. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes here today. Looks like Ethan Bill trying to roll the bottom side here in practice as we get ready for tonight's qualifying here in about 1.5 minutes. I just saw Andrew Clark spinning out. Oh yeah, it definitely changes. It definitely changes everything, and it takes away the tacky track hero too. What's up, Justin? How you doing, buddy? Myself included, right? You know, I haven't even raced enough. I need to start getting back out there. I might start racing some on my other channel and leave this one just for broadcast. So we'll find out. I'll let you guys know. There's Andrew Clark currently at the bottom of the charts in that number 20 machine. See if he's able to pick up the pace a little bit, get back up into the top of the charts. Little knocking off that rust and knocking off the top of the cushion as he goes up and over the edge out of turn number 2. Good luck, JoJo. Ash Matthews, says Justin. All right, it looked like I just seen Roundtree, or not Roundtree, but I think I seen somebody off. Who was it? Nick Brundage is who I think it was that went off on the back straightaway.
No 2K. No, 2K Cudney would not make this. We definitely got 6,100K. 6,000. 6K. That's the word I was looking for. We definitely got 6K Cudney. Let's go, Damien, says Larry. All right, guys, let's get ready for qualifying. Who's going to be the first to jump out on the track here tonight? As we wait for these guys to set their lap times, looks like Joe Matthews is going to be the first one to go ahead and line it up and pull it out on the track. Dylan Yeager just behind him. As Joe Matthews rolls out on the track here tonight for lap number 1. Oh, NBA 2K, yeah. No, Cudney's definitely out there. No, I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know if he had an alt account that only had 2K on it, so I thought it was kind of funny. Which would have been funny, too. All right, looks like Joe Matthews, like in the middle of turn at number 1 and 2. Definitely looks like there's a little bit of tack there. As I just heard an oh no from somebody. Let's see what Joe Matthews is able to do as he is going to set down the first lap here tonight. That is going to be a 15.897, and that's going to be Breeley going to the top of the charts right after him. Boniface is going to jump up to the top of the boards. I don't expect lap number 2 to be quicker than lap number 1, and it is not wrong, and that is where Joseph Matthews is not in the place he wants to be right now. Currently 4 out of 4. Ethan Bill out on the track in the number 14 machine as he rolls the bottom. E-Bill, man, he has had an up and down season here lately. He's looking to break out here tonight as he comes out of turn at number 4. He's going to go ahead and bail out of that lap. Does not like that one. He's going to go ahead and restack him. Looks like Michael Swank going to jump up into the number 4 spot. Let's jump on with Caleb Durgan as he's going to go across the line to start lap number 1. Durgan's going to roll the bottom of turn number 1 and 2. Let's see what he does in 3 and 4. He's going to roll that top side. That's what I imagine is going to be fast here tonight. 1 and 2 is going to move around a lot as Caleb Durgan going to come across the line, and he's going to be 8th quick on the boards. That is definitely not what he was looking for. Andrew Clark out on the track right now in the number 20 machine. I see E-Bill. Andrew Clark going to go 4th on the board in the number 20. Here comes E-Bill out of the number 14 as he comes across the line. Is that his lap? He's going to go quick time with a 15.251. Ethan Bill coming out there with the quick time. We got Nick Brundage out on the track in the 9:16. Let's see what he's able to do as he comes out of turn number 4. Nick Brundage is going to go 15th quick with a 15.606. I'll tell you what, Ethan Bill with a heater here tonight. He is almost a full 10th quicker than Damian Ward. That was a hot lap out of Ethan Bill. Looks like that's going to be the end of qualifying. We're going to jump into heat race number 1. Remember, guys, top 7 going to transfer through. How many we got in here? I didn't even look. We are taking everybody, so it doesn't matter where they finish. They are all making the feature here tonight, and we are going to get ready for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1, it's going to be the number 14 of Ethan Bill. A pair of 14s on the front. Outside of him in that blue, orange, white, and black number 14, it's going to be Peyton Talbot. Starting on the inside of row number 2 here tonight in the number 82 machine, it's going to be Desmond Busby. Outside of him in the number 19, it's going to be Will Hanger. Starting inside row number 3 here tonight in that number 10 machine, it's going to be Connor New. Outside of him in the 212, it's going to be Breeley Putnam. I'm saying that wrong. I know that. Starting inside row number 4 here tonight in the number 72 machine, it's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck. Outside of him in the 916, it's going to be Nick Brundage. Then rounding out the field here tonight, playing too much NBA 2K, which put him at the back of the pack, it's going to be Kenny Cudney. See what happens when you don't iRace, Kenny? You end up qualifying shitty. That's what happens, Kenny. Washed up Hunter Hollenbeck. He's washed. He's definitely washed. Past his prime. You're done. Hey there, right. Look. I had no nose Nevin last Wednesday in their ARCA series. No nose Nevin to knock the nose off the front of his ARCA car. No nose Nevin in the 11. All right, we are looking for the green flag this time. By as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Who's it going to be here tonight? Out of turn number 4, Ethan Bill on the gas. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. E-Bill going to roll that bottom side. He's going to cut the grass down on the bottom, but here comes Peyton Talbot to the outside. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Peyton's going to roll that top side through turn number 3 and 4 as Ethan Bill continues to lead. I'll tell you what, the bottom side might be it. Here comes Desmond Busby. We don't see Desmond in a big block modified too often, but he is looking good here tonight. Currently in the number 2 spot here in heat race number 1. Oh, Ethan Bill too deep in the grass, hits the bump, opens the door. Here comes Busby into 1 and 2. Busby going to take advantage of Ethan Bill's mistake down on the inside as we got a little bit of contact between Connor New and Will Hanger. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Back to the front. It's going to be Busby leading the way as it looks like Connor New going to slide into that number 4 spot. Here comes Will Hanger looking back down low. Can't do anything with it as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Hanger down low into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 4 laps complete. We got 4 laps to go. Connor New going to get back up underneath, or Connor New gets into the wall as Hanger gets up underneath as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, give that spot back to Will Hanger as we move back up to the front. Busby to the top. Here comes Ethan Bill down low to the line. I think it was Bill at the line as they head into 1 and 2. 3 laps to go. We got a battle for the lead as they come out of turn number 2. I forgot how awkward. They're not awkward. Those are beautiful machines down there. Don't talk about my big blocks like that. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, going to be E-Bill at the line, but Busby holding strong on the outside as they head through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. It's going to be white flag this time by 1 lap to go for Ethan Bill and Busby. Who's going to win this? Who's going to win it this time by as they head through 1 and 2? Busby going to get a great run through 1 and 2, but loses that momentum off the turn. Here comes Bill down low through turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give that win to E-Bill. Busby second. Peyton Talbot, Connor New, Will Hanger, Breeley, Cudney, Hollenbeck, and Brundage rounding out the field. Are you talking about like the Midwest mods, the B mods, the UMP mods? It looks like they just put scrap metal on them. Yeah, buy your house again, Steel. Yes, I am. Yeah, that was a good race for E-Bill for sure. As we are going to get ready for heat race number 2. Lining up on the pole here tonight in the number 32 machine. It's going to be Damian Ward. Outside of him in the 17, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 48 machine, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Outside of him in the 213, it's going to be Jim Boniface. Starting inside, row number 3 here tonight in the number 20 machine, it's going to be Andrew Clark. Outside of him in the number 97, it's going to be Tyler Clement. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 27 machine, it is going to be Michael Swank. Outside of him, let's go see what Roundtree has on before I call a number for him. He changes up a lot. It is going to be the number 2 of Kieran Roundtree. Then rounding out the field here tonight, in that number 9 machine, it's going to be Joseph Matthews. I don't know. I like these better, but you know, it's not fair because I live in this area for these cars. So I think it's just, I think it's a 100% biased point of view when I say these are better looking. We are always biased here on MDI TV. It is whatever the fuck I like, whether you like it or not. No, just kidding. All right, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. We're going to get the green flag this time. By there, stacked up 2 by 2. Who's it going to be here in heat race number 2? Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag's out as Ward gets on the gas down into 1 and 2. Dylan Yeager going to slide into second. Oh, big door as Durgan and Clark get together. Durgan was trying to cut down up underneath everybody. Clark had the run. They made contact, met out of the turn, and they're going to survive as lap number 1 is in the books. Damian Ward out front. Dylan Yeager in that number 2 spot as Boniface sits back in third. Clark in that number 20. He's got Caleb Durgan all over the back of him into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, this is definitely an interestingly packed field here tonight as they come down into turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, I know. They're starting to make their rounds. They are actually starting to make their rounds. But, yeah, you guys got the UMP mods, B mods, whatever you guys want to call them down there. As they come across the line, going to be 3 laps in the books as we go back up to the lead. Oh, Yeager over then. Yeager had the momentum on the high side, but goes up and over. He's going to get back on the track. Good recovery out of the number 48. That's going to leave a massive lead for Damian Ward. Jim Boniface comfortably in that number 2 spot as we got a big slide job by Andrew Clark. Down the back straightaway, they're going to take it 4 wide into turn number 3 at 4. Clark going to slide up the track. Roundtree gets the worst of that one as Yeager's going to thread the needle out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1. And Clark up and over. Clark over the edge, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Durgan's broken away in that number 3 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. Does Durgan have time to catch second? I don't think he does, but Boniface definitely making ground on Damian Ward. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Look who has snuck up in the battle here for 6. Michael Swank down on the bottom side in turn number 3 and 4, trying to make his way around Roundtree as they get 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes that checkered flag. Damian Ward going to take the win in heat race number 2. Boniface, Durgan, Yeager, T-Clam, Roundtree, Swank, Matthews, and Andrew Clark rounding out the field. All right, so heat race number 2 in the books. No Concy here tonight, guys. We are going right to the feature. Man, that is going to screw up my timing. Yeah, I mean, these are open wheel too. That's why it gets confusing. But we just call these mods, you know? We don't think about the UMPs up here. All right, let's get ready for tonight's main event. I'll tell you what. We're going to have some people going over the edge. We're going to have some tempers. This could be good. This could be bad. We're going to find out here tonight. And we are going to turn on some tunes and go through tonight's starting lineup. All right, guys, they are lined up 2 by 2 and getting there on pit road, starting on the pole here tonight in the main event. And I don't know how I ended up with all the wrong shit up on the top. All right, we're just going to leave it like that. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bill. Outside of him in the number 32, it's going to be Damian Ward. Let's get ready to rumble. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 82 machine, it's going to be Damian. Oh, sorry. Holy shit. Desmond Busby. I can't read names here tonight. Outside of him, in the number 213, it's going to be Jim Boniface. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 14T, it's going to be Peyton Talbot. Outside of him, in that number 17 machine, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 10 machine, it's going to be Connor New. Outside of him, in the number 48, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Starting inside, row number 5 in the number 19 machine, it's going to be Will Hanger. Outside of him in the number 97, it's going to be T-Clam. In that number 11 spot, inside row number 6, it's going to be the 212 of Breeley Bootenham. Outside of him in the number 2, it's going to be Kieran Roundtree. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight as they come through turn to number 3 and 4, looking for that green flag. Oh, I shut it off. It is going to be Cudney, Swank, Hollenbeck, Matthews, Brundage, and Clark as a green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be side by side for that number 2 spot. They're trying to make it 3 wide for 4th. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be all Ethan Bill out front out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Battle's going to be for 3rd on back. Here comes Durgan in that number 17 as he rolls low through turn number 1 and 2. He's got Damian Ward up high. They almost touch down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Who's going to have the number 3 spot at the line? Give it to Durgan. That time by. Karen's out there. Get it done, E-Bill. Out of turn number 2. Oh, man. Ward's going to get sideways up on the top side out of turn number 2. That's going to cost him a bit. He's going to get in line behind Durgan as Durgan moves to the top in 3 and 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Connor Newis. We got issues in the back as the caution flag comes out. I just realized we didn't have the ticker up. My bad. I must have hit the button. All right, let's go take a look and see what happened to wrong gear. He's only got one. That's the biggest problem. What happened to Brundage here? Is he going to... Oh, he's going to step it off and into the wall. Big hit for Brundage. Well, somehow Cudney decides to find him. How is Cudney always finding the wreck? It doesn't matter what happens. Cudney always finding the wreck in that number 25 as he is going to get into Nick Brundage there. I'm telling you, if Cudney didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all here lately. So the first yellow flag of the night. I don't race much anymore, but I don't race much anymore either. I appreciate you being out there. I always appreciate it. I need to race more. We might get into a little bit more streaming on the other channel, forcing me to race a little bit more. We'll see what happens. As they come out of turn number 4, should be 1 to go this time by. They got them stacked up 2 by 2 already. Looks like it is 1 to go as they head into 1 and 2. Brundage going to have to roll off the track as he is down on pit road. He is going to make it. Looks like he... Oh, is he moving? He is moving. He's going to have to rush to get out of there. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, looking for that. Can we see straight line? Oh, geez. That was last week. How much is my setup? I don't know. It's a couple grand in the computer, about $1,000 in pedals and wheel, and then 3 monitors. Green flag is out. And a 550 for the mic and mic setup. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, going to be E-Bill leading the way. Busby looking for the lead. Dives down in turn number 3 and 4. Who's going to have it at the line? It's going to be Busby at the line that time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Ethan Bill up on the high side. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead as Durgan is stalking him in the background. Down the front straightaway, it's going to be E-Bill at the line that time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. E-Bill running slider 1 and 2. Top of 3 and 4. Seems to be working right now. These lanes are changing as Busby going to go for the slider. Cut down by E-Bill. E-Bill at the line that time by. So E-Bill having a great race here tonight. He needed one of these. He's had a rough time this season. Hopefully he can keep it straight as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Busby going to roll the bottom. No slider this time as they come out of turn number 4. Man, that was close at the line as they head into 1 and 2. E-Bill going to lead the way out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Durgan putting the pressure on Busby. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Cut down by Durgan. He's trying something a little different. Doesn't get the run off of turn number 3 and 4 he wants. He's going to roll the bottom of 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Going to keep him single file for here for now as we move back in the pack just a tick. Connor New in that number 4 spot. He's got Peyton Talbot behind him as Dylan Yeager and Damian Ward battle side by side into turn number 1 and 2. Bottom side definitely is not it as Yeager's going to win that battle. Here comes T. Clem in the number 97 through turn number 3 and 4. Washed up Hollenbeck on the high side. He's trying to roll his way up to the front as they head into 1 and 2. By the way, all disclosures, that is the name that Parker's gave him. Down the back straightaway. Oh, he hit him. Down into turn number 3 and 4 into the back of T. Clem. They're going to keep it straight. Looks pretty quiet up at the front. We're going to leave it back here as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Right now, it is going to be Peyton Talbot leading this pack down the back straightaway. Looking for 3 and 4. It is chaos from about Ward on back as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. What's up, Riley? Let's see New for the win. New could win this one. He's got a little bit of work to do as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Look at, here comes Hollenbeck looking for the middle in turn number 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get it in there. He's got to stay in line. Stays behind T-Clem as New almost jumps it up over the cushion in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. We will see somebody go over the edge here tonight. Who's going to push it a little too far as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Here comes T-Clem. T-Clem looking for the slide. It's not there. New's going to go over the edge. New reacted thinking T-Clem was coming up and over. Hollenbeck goes off. Both these guys drop way back in the field through turn number 3 and 4. Probably the best way. I got it. It's on YouTube also. MDI TV now on YouTube. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be, or down the front straightaway now, Ethan Bill, Damian Busby, Caleb Durgan, a little bit closer now as Peyton Talbot and Dylan Yeager starting to battle it out for 4th. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. It's been clean. It's definitely been clean. They're making up for what they didn't do last week. And, you know, I don't know. I think Lernerville tends to be a cleaner race. It is a fairly wide track. People are more worried about going up and over on their own. I think I always feel like Lernerville, not my favorite track to personally race, but I always feel like it's a cleaner race amongst the drivers because you're racing the track more than you're racing other people. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Peyton in that number 4 spot. Dylan Yeager trying to put the pressure on him. How about T-Clem up to 6 as Damian Ward has dropped back 6 positions to that number 8 spot. Hanger going to throw the slide job as Ward's going to thread the needle out of turn number 2 between Boniface and Hanger. Sends it into turn number 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Here comes a cut down by Hanger. Hanger going to have it at the line. I see it. Yeah. That's probably the best way to watch it on TV as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Let me know how the stream is over on YouTube. I did kill it, so there's should be no delay now. What's up, Go Balls? Been a minute. Down into 1 and 2. Going to be slide job by Hanger. No, he's got to pull out of it. Ward to the top side. Down the back straightaway. We got a yellow flag out on the track. What brought out the caution as it looks like Busby might have the lead. Oh, no. Cudney going to have an issue again. Poor Cudney. Oh, my God. Cudney got caught up, but that wreck happened in front of him. Looked like Roundtree and Clark getting together. Let's go take another look at what happened to that. Clark's going to throw the slider. Oh, no. Freely up into Clark, puts him in the wall. That brings out the caution flag here once again. That is going to make tempers are definitely starting to flare a little bit now. It could be me, too, because this is the first time that I've tried to cut the latency. I just wanted to see how it would turn out. So if you guys have issues with it, I can put normal latency in. It's just a little delayed from what the actual race is, which probably really doesn't matter, the 15 seconds or so. So, yeah, let me know. I've been getting the car. Yeah. Oh, no, I get it. I see your post. I try and watch them and like them when they pop up into my feed. All right, guys, we got them stacked up 2 by 2 as Busby took the lead away from Ethan Bill. I did not see what happened, but Bill now going to battle for the number 2 spot as Busby has seemed to find some speed. I appreciate you. Bud. I need to make a trip out there maybe sometime this summer. Green flag is out as they come out. They were 4 wide before the line. They were 4 freaking wide before the line. Great start by Desmond Busby as we got chaos back in the middle of the track as, Clark and Joseph Matthews are wrecking in turn number 3 and 4. Cudney gets caught up again. No caution flag. As it stands right now, as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Busby's going to lead the way. Dylan Yeager now in second. Durgan in third. What happened to E. Bill? E. Bill has fallen all the way back to the number 14 position. Nice. Yeah, sometimes this summer I might try and make a trip out and see a couple places. So they kept it green there. We're going to go see if we can see something of what happened there. I want to go see what happened to E. Bill if I can find it. All right, let's see what happened to E. Bill here. He lost. He goes over the edge. I said it was going to happen. He goes over the edge. That's what cost E. Bill all those spots. And he does it again in 3 and 4, bringing up the caution flag here once again. All right, so E. Bill goes over the edge once again. I got to get some decals, man. Oh, yeah, he just missed it. All right, so let's go take a look. I want to go look at the Clark. Oh, my God. I thought Clark was about to kill him. Let's go look at this deal with Andrew Clark and Joseph. What happened here? Yeah, they just made contact. It looked like everybody was just kind of reacting to what happened around him. Joseph come down. Andrew was going up a little bit because they were wrecking below him. Yeah, 5 wide, that is definitely what happens. 100%. Hey, look, they don't have to go home and fix these cars. 5 wide is 5 wide, right? You know damn well if they had to wrench on them, they wouldn't be taking it 5 wide. Or pay for it. Sean McPhee's got to be in it to win it. Come on. 6 wide is 6 wide, yeah. Look at the wide track. Use it up. You know, we once did 6 wide. I had a picture of it, I think, somewhere. 6 wide at Weesport. Cap. Hold my beer, says Brad. What's up, Brad? As they come down the back straightaway looking for the green flag. Brad's going to go 6 wide IRL. I think that's what his plan is. Yeah, it definitely is. 6 wide was definitely the limit on Weedsport 2 on the back straight. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Yeah, it would be cool to see Dez. Dez never runs. It's good to see him have a good run, but he's got Yeager all over the back of him through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Durgan. Durgan's got to be one of the favorites, and he's got Damian Ward behind him as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's weird to see. Yeah, there's a lot of IRL drivers in this. As they head into 1 and 2, Durgan going to roll that bottom. T. Clem wasn't expecting it. Almost got in the back of him. All right, we got to take a minute. Let's talk about T. Clem. T. Clem has really been stepping it up here lately. Solid run as there's contact behind him. Solid run for the 97 here tonight. Top 5. This is definitely not an easy split as these guys are hitting and beating and banging and everything else, as it looks like Hanger going to finally take that spot away from Breeley, but he made big contact with the 212. Will the 212 send it back? Right? Definitely. Caleb isn't one of your favorites. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Hollenbeck going to run the grass through turn number 3 and 4. Can't quite get it to stick as the leaders are nose to tail. I got a feeling something interesting is going to happen here tonight. Could the 97 of T. Clem possibly steal a victory away from these guys here tonight? Down into turn number 1 and 2. Busby going to continue to lead. Yeager in second. Durgan, Ward, and T. Clem. Your top 5. Hanger in the number 6 spot. Peyton Talbot, Breeley, Roundtree with a slide job on Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck back with the cut down. Hollenbeck going to take that spot back as they head into turn number 1 and 2. I would tell you if Hollenbeck might be one of those names to listen for later on in the future. That kid's got a ton of talent. IRL. Wow, what a slide by Roundtree, cut down by Hollenbeck. Back and forth for this position. Oh, he hit him. He knocked him off the track. Hollenbeck off the track as Roundtree missed the slider. Roundtree going to hit Holland back off the track, and that's going to allow Clark and Swank around him as the tempers are definitely starting to flare as Busby and Yeager pulling away down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Can Yeager find his way around Busby? You know what though? We got 2 non-big block regulars out here schooling the big block regulars. How are you going to let them do that, Durgan? How are you going to let them school you like this? Loick's one that I'm surprised we don't see here tonight. He likes this one. Oh, he is. As they head into turn number 1 and 2, going to be nose to tail up front as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Yeager trying to work on the 82 as the caution flag comes out. Hollenbeck is the caution flag here. Let's see what happens to the number 72. Why, Andrew? There's your straight line, Brad. Well, close to it. All right, so what happened here? I guess Clark had a beef with him, knocked him into the wall. They're going to get in Hollenbeck's head. He's got to keep a level head here and race his way back up. That was pretty fucked up. For sure. Durgan doesn't have a choice. That's funny. All right, so I did not hear Hollenbeck mic up at all. Surprisingly. But I know he's got a target on a couple of people's backs. We'll see what happens here as these guys are looking for the green flag. This time, by as they head into 1 and 2. Not on here. You know, they got a protest just like any other official, Riley. Looking for the green flag this time. By you guys got to hurry up. We didn't even have a consi. I got another race to do. As they head into turn number 3 and 4, looking for that green flag. Can Busby hold on? Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come out of turn number 4. Here comes Durgan. Durgan to the bottom side of Yeager. Can he take advantage of the cooler tires on the bottom side? As here comes Ward up high in the 32. Looks like topside. It's a timeout in the corner, yeah. Durgan gonna slide up the track, parks it on Ward's nose. Ward definitely cutting a little bit of slack there, not wanting to take him or Durgan out as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Ward back to the high side. Here comes Will Hanger. How about Hanger up in the mix in turn number 3 and 4? Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Going to be nose to tail up at the front. Oh, contact as T-Clem gets into Talbot off the track. That's going to allow Breeley to slide into that spot. Oh, Roundtree into Breeley out of turn number 4. Oh, the drama is getting deep in here tonight. Man, I was so wrong about this track. Yeager is definitely there. Yeager is there. Yeager is eager for a win. As they come out of turn at number 4, down the front straightaway, we got 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. What do we got back here? We got Andrew and Hollenbeck are way back. There might have been some contact early on as they head into turn number 3 and 4. This is top split official. Top split official. As they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Going to be 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Yeager trying to close that gap. I'll tell you what, they're keeping it pretty solid. Is Durgan gone? Durgan is gone. He's disconnected. No more Durgan as they come across the line. Durgan must have gone up and over the edge as they come down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 4 laps to go as Busby leads the way, but big pressure from Yeager. Down the front straightaway to turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Busby out front. Yeager in second. Damian Ward, Will Hanger, Roundtree, your top 5 as they come out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Won't hold up Ward now, right? As they come into 1 and 2. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. It's Lernerville in Pennsylvania. through turn number 3 and 4. Will somebody step it off the edge with 2 laps to go? Yeager definitely trying to put the pressure on Busby. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Yeah, no problem. Talent. yeah. I figured that's what happened. As they come out of turn number 4, white flag is out. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. Does Yeager have anything for the 82? Busby's going to run a little slider. Slides up the track. That around Busby runs a slider through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Yeager down low out of turn number 4. It's going to be Busby with the win. Yeager second. Damian Ward third. Hanger fourth. T. Clem fifth. That's your top 5. Durgan says, I lost talent. Yeah, that cut down. It was trying. It was, man, the pre-gen was odd tonight. What's up, Nathaniel? The pre-gen, it was odd tonight. Do you agree with that, Durgan? It was weird. Yeah, Desmond did a great job. Good win, Desmond. All right, let's go ahead and pull up those results. We'll see if Ward or anybody ends up in the Discord for an interview, and we're going to get ready for the late models on the pole here tonight. On the pole. And with the win here tonight, it is going to be the number 82, Busby. Dominating performance out of him here tonight once he got around Ethan Bill. Ethan Bill did not get the win he wanted here tonight. I thought he was going to be the one to beat, honestly. That was disappointing. He only finished 35 laps here tonight. It's going to be Dylan Yeager in second, Ward in third. Hanger's going to be in that number 4 spot, T. Clem in 5th, Roundtree in 6th. Going to be Talbot in that number 7 spot, Swank in 8th, Brundage in 9th. Breeley going to be in that number 10 spot, Cuddy in 11th, Matthews in 12th. Hunter Hollenbeck's going to bring it home in 13th, Andrew Clark 14th, Durgan 15th, Ethan Bill 15th, Ethan Bill in 16th, Boniface 17th, and Connor New in that number 18 spot. We'll go ahead and see if anybody is in the Discord. Look at that, Damian Ward.
Hello?
Man, it was a little crazy out there here tonight, but good racing really overall up at the front. You and Durgan had a great battle, and apparently a little bit of loft or ran out of talent for him, and podium finish here for you tonight.
Yeah, I figured those other guys wouldn't come over here, so I had to come at least give you some love.
I definitely appreciate that, man. What about that pre-gen for this track tonight? That was a unique pre-gen because there was like 2 slick spots going into 1 and 2, and there was like a middle lane.
If iRacing is watching this live at this moment, pre-gen is the shittiest thing that has came to the big blocks on dirt oval. I don't think it makes for great racing, but you know what? I can pedal it right around the bottom, and that's exactly what I did.
This track is unique. This is one of those. There's a few tracks that got ruined by the update when they did the new dirt update a few seasons back. And this is one of those tracks, Lanier, there's a couple, and Fairbury. I think there were 3 main tracks that really got hurt by the update. And the pre-gen didn't seem to help. It just makes it kind of a lot of single file racing is kind of how I feel.
If you don't let the big blocks wear the track out where they run, it doesn't really produce great racing. There was some decent battles the first like 10, 15 laps, and then it just got right around the outside.
They're calling you a crybaby in the chat.
Oh, that's fine.
And by the way, it was your dad, so.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I like the slick surfaces, no doubt in my mind. I think they should just figure out how to get the tracks to wear faster instead of doing pre-gen, because it just doesn't make for great racing. It's pre-gen. I personally believe it's pre-gen to like where the late models run more often, or just awkward lines, and it doesn't really make for great racing. This is one of the better tracks. The heat races were an amazing race, but once we loaded in those race sets, it was kind of locked down in certain spots.
Your dad said you did good, but yeah, definitely unique situation. I still think my favorite season was when they had a ton of tire wear, and we seen people we never expected to win, like I'm having a brain. Curtis Griffin, because he was able to save tires and drive up through the field at USA and stuff like that. Like, to me, that was when they hit it the best with the new build, is when they had a lot of tire wear and they backed it up for everybody else because it was too much tire wear for them. But I think it was perfect for the big blocks. So I feel like they kind of got to go back in that direction. I think that's the fix.
Oh yeah, I'd love that, and I'd love for the slick to actually be slick,
Yeah.
and the tack or the even the lighter brown to have a little more in it. It would make for some better racing. But once the track loses the moisture, it goes right away. You chase the moisture the whole entire race, and then it's basically right through the slick at almost every track, through the middle, slider, right around the top. It doesn't ever really go back to the bottom, especially here.
Well, fantastic
So
run here tonight for you. I know you
yeah,
got
I'll
some
take it.
real
And
life racing coming.
Friday, hopefully the rain holds off.
Well, great
But
run here
no,
tonight. Give a shout out.
I'm really, yeah, I definitely think we had a great race. Finishing second or third to Jaeger and Busby is not something to complain about. Didn't want third the way that I got it from Caleb, but you know, I'll take it. I kept my nose clean and my head level, and I just got to thank Caleb and DDPC, Kenny, KCP. I got to look at the car. Oh
Hey,
yeah,
hey, Larry, will you buy Damien some cue cards so he can write a sponsor sound? He's gonna maybe need it for IRL too.
oh yeah, definitely. We stutter big time IRL. Uh, yeah, BNC Motorsports, Rocky Photography, uh, D-Word Designs. You for putting on the stream every week, and all the guys over in T-Yard's Discord. I'm okay with going from not making the show last week to third and probably one of the highest SOF openers in a while.
Yeah,
So I'll
definitely.
take it.
Definitely a solid field. Your dad's going to get you some cue cards, and Ethan said his left rear got smoked on the second restart. That's unfortunate. Well, great run.
Yeah. Hopefully my dad buys my favorite crayons. I'm hungry.
Your favorite crayons. You got to get him. Well, he's got a
blue
helmet,
one.
so he doesn't look the window.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
eat the
wear that
crayons.
24/7.
You got the full face helmet, so you don't eat the crayons either.
100%.
All right. Good run here tonight. Definitely fun to have you out here. As always, I appreciate you jumping in and talking to me.
Thank you so much for putting on the streams. Thankfully, I'm not as washed up as I thought I was.
I don't think you're washed up. You still got a lot in the tank. Just IRL racing, I'm sure will slow you down a little bit. Larry says, damn kid. Look, I got two of them. I know how you feel, Larry. They're always damn kids. All right, bud. Have a good one.
You too. See you next week.
Yep. All right, Damian Ward with the third place run here tonight. We are jumping into the new server. Looks like it for the late models. Looks like it is 69 to 70 SOF here tonight for the late models. That could be interesting for these guys. We'll see what kind of racing we get. I'm curious. Port Royal could go either way. All right. Hi, you're back. All right, we are in the new server. We're going to go ahead and make it full screen, and I will go ahead and put it up there for you guys. Or not. I don't know why this thing wants to fight me. We're pulling it up right now. We got about, I don't know, practice is just coming to an end. We're getting into qualifying here. As these guys are out on the track, let's go ahead and see Ethan Johnson currently at the top of the boards. Didn't make top split. Oh, yeah, it looked pretty high top split this week. It might be a good thing because I think this might be a shit show. I know it has been the previous seasons. Well, I have 18 cars start and 8 finish. has been the trend of Port Royal. Yo, what's up, Swank? Yes, I am going to do the UMPs. Yep. That, honestly, I'm really curious. I think that track is the perfect size for the UMPs. I don't know how you guys will handle it, but I am excited about Huset for the UMPs. All right, who's going to be the first one to jump out on the track? Who's going to be my first victim here as we get ready for qualifying? We are definitely sending some people home here tonight. Looks like Blake Majulis going to think about rolling out on the tracks. Looks like we got 21 cars. That means we're going to send 3 people here home tonight. I appreciate it, Zach. Appreciate you, bud. Hopefully some people show up to that one. They don't pussy out because it's Huset and it's a tight track. You know, that's what people like to do. All right, let's see who is out on the track. Looks like Connor New out on the track in the number 10 machine as he comes down the back straightaway looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Not quite the pre-gen we got on the other track. Now this would be a track that could use a heavier pre-gen. Can't believe I got 8. Oh, yeah. A lot of people were junked, though. And, you know, we had people wrecking each other and everything else. So, Connor's going to go ahead and pull out of that one. We're going to jump on Diesel Jones. We also got Gabe Elkins. Elkins and Ethan Johnson, both a ways into their run. We're going to stay with these guys. Let's see if Elkins decides to roll it out. Looks like Ethan Johnson going to keep his lap. Ethan Johnson going to come across the line with a 17.601. Gabe Elkins definitely off the pace with a 17.814. Looks like Breeley going to run this one. We just seen him run over there with the big block modifieds. Who else we got? We got Blake Majulis out there coming across the line to start lap number 1. He's going to run up on the cushion. Is that the move? It looks like he might have gotten the wall there on lap number 1. Out of turn number 4, coming to the line, Majulis leads the Majulis out of turn number 4, comes across the line, and yeah, he just clobbered the wall. He's going to be starting. He's going to have to reset and start that lap again. I don't know if he already tried one lap. Oh, he didn't. All right, so he's going to be able to go out and try to put a lap in. Let's see, we got Hunter Rich out on the track, currently 10th on the boards. There's Scott in the 310 as he comes out of turn number 4. Let's see where Scott is able to put that number 310 machine as he comes across the line. And it did not count his lap. He must have grabbed the wall somewhere. All right, so a lot of guys did not get lap times in. Only the top 15 getting lap times in. These consies are going to be crazy here as we get ready, or heat races are going to be crazy as we get ready for heat race number 1. Man, I'll tell you what. I am feeling fantastic today, but I am definitely stumbling a little more than I was last week when I didn't feel good. All right, starting on the pole here tonight with the quick time. In qualifying, it's going to be the 3:27 of Hayden Tolson. Runner-up of the big block race, it is going to be the number 48 of Dylan Yeager. Starting inside, row number 2 in the 212, it's going to be Breeley Putnam. Outside of him, in the number 1 machine, it's going to be Daniel Elkins. Starting inside, row number 5 here tonight, it is going to be the number 79 of Cray Wheeler. Been a while since I've seen him in a top split opener. Outside of him, in the number 82, the big block winner, now looking to take it 2 in a row with the supers. He's going for the sweep here tonight. It's going to be Desmond Busby. Starting inside, row number 4 here tonight in the number 13 machine, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. Outside of him, in the number, I don't know, what number is Kyle? In the number 25, it's going to be Kyle Carter. Starting inside, row number 5 in the number 10 machine, it's going to be Connor New. Outside of him, in the number 3, it's going to be Tyler Orr. Then rounding out the field here tonight, in that number 45 machine, it's going to be Sean Smith. Let's go, Aiden, out in the chat. As these guys head into turn number 3 and 4, they're going to get the 1 to go at the line, guys. Top 7 going to transfer through. Everybody else off to the consi. You know, normally I'm not worried about this one going too long. but at Port Royal, I might be a little concerned. As these guys head out of turn at number 2, looking for the green flag this time by Hayden Tolson. Going to lead him to the green. He's got Dylan Yeager to his outside. As they look for turn number 3 and 4, looking for the green flag. When's he going to fire up? Green flag is out. Green flag's out as Tulsa's going to get a great jump, leaving Yeager back for a battle for the number 2 spot. They're thinking about 3 wide out of turn number 2. Here comes Elkins looking to the bottom side as they come down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. He's going to send it in, takes the number 2 spot as Yeager falls all the way back to the number 5 position. Down the front straightaway to turn number 1 and 2. Battle's going to be for second on back as Tolson starts to pull away. Drag race down the back straightaway. Breeley on the inside. Elkins up high. Oh, there's a little bit of contact between Yeager and Elkins. They're going to push up the track. That's going to allow Wheeler up into the number 3 spot. Down through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Wheeler trying to close the gap on that 210 as Yeager and Elkins going to duke it out behind him as they come out of turn number 4. Big slide by Connor New right in front of Aiden Beerline. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Wow, there's a lot going on. It's hard to keep track of all this as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Yeager. Yeager almost up into the door of Elkins as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, they're going to go single file up at the front of the field. Wheeler going to get that number 2 spot as they come out of turn at number 2 down the back straightaway, single file all the way back. You got to go all the way back to the number 8 position as Beerline and Orr going to go side by side out of turn number 4 as Busby is trying to move his way forward. Busby going to ship it down into turn number 1 and 2. New's going to get a good run out of 2. Great run down the back straightaway. Looking for turn at number 3 and 4. It's going to be 2 to go at the line. Here comes... Wow. Here comes Wheeler for the number 2 spot as Tolson is driven away into the sunset into 1 and 2. Here comes Elkins in the number 1. Connor New with a big run. He's going to push Wheeler down the back straightaway. Bump drafting at Port Royal into turn number 3 and 4. Elkins going to slide up the track. Oh, big wreck as Wheeler's hard into the wall. Yeager going to get caught up in it. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Yeager's done. Wheeler's done. Aiden is back at the back of the pack. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Battle going to be for second as Tolson takes the win out of turn number 4. Side by side for second is going to be Elkins at the line. Breeley, New, Busby, Orr, and Sean Smith transferring through. Sean Smith started shotgun on the field, avoided the chaos, and takes that number 7 position. Well, that got a little wild, for sure. Post show. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get ready for heat race number 2 as soon as it switches over. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 2, it is going to be the number 11 of Ethan Johnson.
What else I could have
Starting
done?
outside of him in the number 31 machine, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 46 machine, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Gabe Elkins. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 33 machine, it's going to be Hunter Rich. Outside of him in the number 18, it's going to be JC Floyd. Starting inside, row number 4 in that number 1 machine, it's going to be Chase Copeland. Outside of him in the 127, it's going to be Blake Majulis. Starting inside, row number 5 in that 00 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bowers. Oops, I forgot they're talking. Outside of him in the 310, it's going to be Scott. That's all you get, Scott, for starting last. Just your first name. as they roll off the starting line. It is going to be 2 to go to green. Who's it going to be here in heat race number 2? Let's fucking go. This Powell. What's up? What's up? What's up? Guys, if you are enjoying the content, make sure you guys give the stream a like, a share, and a follow. Let's get some more people up in here. Let some more people enjoy fuckery, I guess we can call it, because sometimes that's what it ends up being. Out here having a little bit of fun on a Monday night as these guys come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 1 lap to go as they come across the line. Looking for the green flag this time by Ethan Johnson and Robbie Buchanan up at the front as they come out of turn number 2. Who is it going to be here in heat race number 2? Let me know out in the chat. Who's your pick? As we look for the green flag. Looking for that green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, going to be Ethan Johnson leading the way. Diesel Jones gets tight up into the wall as Hunter Rich going to take that number 2 spot. Here comes Buchanan back up underneath. He's going to take the 2 spot back as Gabe Elkins looking low in that 07 as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, looking for turn at number 1 and 2. It's going to be the Ethan Johnson show out front. Robbie Buchanan going to grab the wall. Big contact further back as Diesel Jones gets in the back of Hunter Rich. Down into turn number 1 and 2. These guys got to get things figured out. They're trying to wreck each other out of turn number 4 as Elkins with the big save in the 07. Here comes Diesel Jones. He's going to slide up into that number 4 spot. A little bit of contact with Rich. Rich going to drive by him down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. I thought Rich was about to kill Gabe Elkins, but able to keep it straight. Parks it in that opening as they head into 1 and 2. Here comes Scott. Scott started shotgun on the field. He's already up to the number 5 spot. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Out front, it is going to be Ethan Johnson as we got a battle for the lead starting to brew. But look at this battle back here for third on back. Buchanan's just riding the wall as Hunter Rich's turn down into the 00 of, I don't know who it is. JC Floyd, I think. Oh, no, it's Copeland. Out of turn number 4, they're going to take it 4 wide down the front straightaway. Battle is intense back here. These guys are elbows up as Majulis tries to make his way through. Out of turn number 2, he's going to grab the number 4 spot as Rich and Scott going to race it into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, these guys really leaning on each other. Hunter Rich going to go down. He's going to take out Copeland. Not Copeland, that's Bowers in the 00 as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Bowers is going to have more issues as him and Copeland get connected as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Battle for the lead is definitely starting to brew. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Does Buchanan have anything for the number 11? Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. One last time, it is going to be checkered flag in the air. Give the win to Ethan Johnson. Buchanan second. Going to be Gabe Elkins, Majula, Scott, Rich, and Floyd going to the feature here tonight. Jones, Bowers, and Copeland going to the consi. All right, time for the LCQ, sending 3 people home here tonight. All right, Annie, we got one for you. Get back up on the seat. Stand on your seat and get ready to root for Aiden again. All right, starting on the pole here tonight in the LCQ, it's going to be the number 25 of Kyle Carter. Starting outside of him in the number 46, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Inside row number 3 in the number 13 machine, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. Outside of him in the 00, it's going to be Ethan Bowers. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 48 machine, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Outside of him in the number 1, it's going to be Chase Copeland. Then rounding out the field here tonight, man, he was fast in his heat. Can he make the feature here tonight? It's going to be Cray Wheeler. All right, we got them stacked up 2 by 2. Top 4 going to transfer through. Who's going to make it here tonight? I'll tell you what, top 4 transferring through. And this county, that's fucking nuts. The lowest IR in this is a 6K. That's going to be Kyle Carter, and he is leading the field. As they come out of turn number 4, they're going to get that one to go this time by 10 laps here in the LCQ. We are going to be pushing it to make the UMP race. As they head into turn number 1 and 2, looking for the green flag. This time by stacked up all the way through. You don't want to be one of the guys getting sent home here tonight after the LCQ. Looking for that green flag. When is Kyle going to fire off? Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. Kyle Carter going to lead the way. Battle's going to be for second. Here comes Aiden Beerline down low into turn number 1 and 2. I think Yeager might have got the inside wall on entry at turn number 1 and 2 as Beerline going to park it on Bauer's nose. Here comes Yeager down low. Yeager trying to get himself into a transfer spot as there's contact. Out of turn number 4, Yeager's going to take the number 3 spot as I guess Diesel Jones is just going to ride the wall in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Aiden has dropped back a little bit in that number 13 machine. Not sure if that is by design or not. It is definitely going to get elbows up, especially right about that number 4 spot. As Cray Wheeler gets sideways. Big save out of the 79. Whole lot of give and take right there as the battle's going to be for 4th on back. Cray leading that pack as they come into turn number 4. There's a battle for 2nd, but the battle for 4th is the battle we want to watch as they're 3 wide for first person going home. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Chase going to win that battle into turn number 3 as they are still back to 3 wide on a turn 4. Heading down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2, going to be Kyle Carter leading the way. Diesel Jones, Dylan Yeager, and Cray Wheeler in that top 4. Those guys looking to go through into tonight's feature as they are battling hard for that number 5 spot. These guys really want to be the first ones to go home as they come down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. They are losing ground on the field, racing side by side. This could be trouble as we got one in the wall. Dylan Yeager in the wall, then down into Wheeler, able to keep it straight as they come down the front straightaway in a 1 and 2. So Yeager doing a little bit of testing here, trying to figure out where those limits are in that number 48 as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get 3 to go at the line. And I'll tell you what, Diesel Jones riding the wall, looking for that number 1 spot. Here comes Diesel Jones to the outside. Battle for the lead. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Jones. Up on the wall. Carter down low. Drag race. Out of 4, give the lead to Diesel Jones. This time by. Here comes Yeager in that number 48. He's going to make short work of Carter. Takes the number 2 spot. Can he find his way around Diesel through turn number 3 and 4? Going to get 1 to go at the line. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Yeager down low, not able to find the grip up underneath. Has to get in line. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Can he get up next to him? They're going to slide up the track out of turn number 4. Yeager's going to keep it low. Drag race down the front straightaway. Give the win to Diesel Jones. Yeager second. Carter, Wheeler, your top 4 going to the feature here tonight. Bowers, Copeland, and Beerline going home. All right, guys, that is going to be it for the LCQ. Let's get ready for tonight's main event. All right, guys, are you ready? Let me know in the chat. Are you guys ready for tonight's main event?
Feel the thunder roll, the clays flying, engines roaring full. Side by side, leaning into the fight.
Are you guys ready? We got one stars over there on TikTok. He is saying, yeah. Anybody else ready?
With the rest of us, finished still, we're tough as nails. One lap closer, bringing trails from green to checkers.
Starting on the pole here tonight in the 327, it's going to be Hayden Tolson. Outside of him in the number 11, it's going to be Ethan Johnson. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 1 machine, it's going to be Daniel Elkins. Outside of him in the number 31, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Starting inside row number 3 in the 212, it's going to be Breeley Poonam. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Gabe Elkins. Inside row number 4 in the number 10 machine, it's going to be Connor New. Outside of him in the 127, it's going to be Blake Majulis. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 82 machine, looking for the sweep here tonight, it's going to be Desmond Busby. Outside of him in the 310, it's going to be Scott. Starting inside row number 6 in that number 3 machine, it's going to be Tyler Orr. Outside of him in the number 33, it's going to be Hunter Rich. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight, starting inside row number 7, it's going to be the number 45 of Sean Smith. Outside of him in the number 18, it's going to be JC Floyd. Starting inside row number 8 in the number 46 machine, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Outside of him in the 48, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Then rounding out the field here tonight, it is going to be the 25 of Kyle Carter and the 79 of Trey Wheeler as the green flag is out. Yeah, who do you guys think is going to win as the green flag is out into 1 and 2? Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Tolson going to lead the way. He's got Ethan Johnson all over the back of him as they are 3 and 4 wide behind him. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, big lead for Hayden Tolson. He's got Johnson not too far back. It is going to be Daniel Elkins, Connor New. Here comes Buchanan. Buchanan in the New. Oh, he gets into Elkins. Elkins goes around. Big wreck out of turn number 4. No caution. How is that not a caution? How the hell is that not a caution? Well, we get a caution flag. It doesn't look like we got one yet as they come out of turn number 4. There it is. There it is. How was that not a caution initially? All right, let's take a look and see. Man, I don't know what the fuck Buchanan was thinking. He just absolutely drove through Connor New. That is unfortunate as we get the caution flag here once again. Let's go, Robbie. I don't know what he did there. Like, you know, I like Robbie, but that was weird. Hold on. Let's go to these cautions are going to be a little bit long. We're going to go into the number 31's cockpit and we're going to see exactly what he's seeing. Oh, he might have just... Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. Where is he? Oh, yeah, there wasn't a lot. It looked a lot worse from the camera angle. But when you jump in the in-car, yeah, I don't think there was a lot he could have done there. So caution flag comes out here once again tonight. Or for the first time here tonight. As they head through turn number 1 and 2. Port Royal, man. Port Royal is definitely a unique track. I don't know if it's good or bad on iRacing, but I heard in real life it is great. All right, let's see. They do have the one to go. We're going to go green flag racing this time by as they come into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Hayden Tolson on that inside. Ethan Johnson to the outside. Robbie Buchanan on the inside of row number 2. And Connor New on the outside of row number 2 as we are looking for the green flag this time by as they head for turn number 3 and 4. Pace truck is in. When is Tolson going to fire off? Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. Going to be a big battle for the number 3 spot. Here comes Majulis as, man, Connor New going to bang the wall as they're 3 wide behind him. I see Busby starting to work his way up through. Could he steal the win and go for the sweep tonight as we got big contact on a 4. Majulis puts Buchanan hard into the inside wall. Jules going to put Buchanan hard into the inside wall. Let's go take a look and see what happened here. They might have gotten connected. I don't. Oh, he's going to. Oh, I thought he was going to straight line him. I thought he was going for him. Oh, he hit him. He definitely hit him. He's hitting him. Get him. Get him. Oh. Okay. No more fun. Not that I wanted them to wreck Majulis, but that definitely made it exciting for the stream. All right, let's see what happened between Majulis and Buchanan. You know, okay, so I'm going to tell you, this looks a lot like the last one. So when we watched the last one, it didn't look like Buchanan had whole lot of place to go. He's going to get up underneath here. He's got the run on the bottom. Majulis doesn't know. He cuts down. He thinks he just drove right through him, and Majulis absolutely hammers him into the inside wall. I mean, I get why all those guys are. Oh, is that? I didn't think. I'm looking. I think that was, they might have gotten together. I don't think that Robbie did anything wrong. It was the same thing as the last one. I think Robbie just had the run on the inside. I mean, I don't know. I just think those corners are blind. Yeah, no, I believe that, but I don't think it didn't look like the last one looked more intentional than that. That looked like he had the roll on the bottom, and I don't think Majulis knew he was down there because he had such a good roll. I mean, look at this roll. I mean, he's staying on the wall. I mean, I don't see, if he wanted to wreck him, that's not how you would have wrecked him. I think that was just like the last one. The walls are funny here, though, because it does kind of, you run out of room real quick. These walls do pinch off these guys pretty quick as the pace car is in. We are looking for the green flag. Port Royal. As they come out of turn number 4, green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Tolson out front. Yeah, he did. I think it was hard racing, and maybe they just got together. I don't know. I don't know. I think Blake tried to make a point, and they just kind of hooked together, maybe. I don't know. That's a hard call to make. I'm glad I don't have to make it. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, going to be Hayden Tolson leading the way down the back straightaway. Ethan Johnson looking to the outside as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be a Hornet's Nest for second on back as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Man, these guys are 2, 3, and 4 wide back in the back as they come out of turn number 2. And I'll tell you what, Ethan Johnson all over Hayden Tolson into turn number 3 and 4. Man, I don't know what to watch here as Ethan Johnson starting to put the pressure on Tolson. You don't want to back away from this, but how can you not watch this behind him in that number 3 spot on back? It is like a train wreck. You can't just turn away. as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Tulsa going to lead the way out of turn 4. 9 laps complete. 9 laps complete as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Nose to tail for the leaders. Down the back straightaway. Can Johnson find his way around Tolson? Tolson has been on fire here lately as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be Johnson at the line that time by. Johnson with a big move to get up underneath Tolson. He's going to take the lead, but here comes Tolson. Back down low through turn number 3 and 4. He's going to slide up the track. Big cut down by Johnson out of turn number 4. Back and forth for the lead. It's going to be Tolson at the line that time by as Johnson going to throw the slider. Here comes Tolson. Back low drag race down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Tolson looking to get back in line as they head through 3 and 4. This allows Connor New to close the gap. He is closed in on this battle for the lead as they head into 1 and 2. That's fucking ridiculous. They just drive into the wall. I've seen it all night. They're just driving into the wall in 1 and 2. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Battle for the lead definitely starting to pick up. But how about the battle for 4th as Busby trying to get up underneath Hunter Rich? Here comes Connor New looking at the back bumper of the 327 of Tolson as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 14 laps complete at the line. Can we keep it lean and green from here? Down into turn number 1 and 2. Majulis is stuck back there in the number 5 spot. I'm got to wonder if that damage with him and Buchanan is holding him up as they head through 3 and 4. New with a slide in turn number 3 and 4. He's going to thread the needle. Here comes Tolson back with the cut down. Easily takes the spot back down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Connor New has to get back to work as Johnson continues to lead the way. Johnson being too close actually hurt Connor New there. He really needed to throw that slider in, but had to tiptoe it. Not be able to keep the momentum out of turn number 4. Allowed Tolson back up underneath as they head for turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Ethan Johnson leading the way. Here comes Connor New in that number 10. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Tolson in the wall. Connor trying to take advantage. Can't quite do it as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, here comes Connor New. He's going to slide it hard in 1 and 2. That's what he needed before. Takes the number 2 spot. Tolson with a big run out of 2. Tolson not really able to take that momentum. Has to get in line as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Lap traffic up ahead. Could that become an issue as they come down the front straightaway? Looking for turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2. Yeah, some of these guys that's more than a wall tap. It is definitely more than a wall tap. Out of turn 4, down the front straight, we're going to be Ethan Johnson lead the way. Connor New in second. Tolson in third as the top 2 start to pull away. Looks like Johnson found a different gear as Connor New has caught the back of him down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Lap traffic up ahead. How will that play a role? 2 damaged cars. It looks like in front of these guys, it is going to be Buchanan and Diesel Jones as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Ethan Johnson to the outside. They're going to get the leaders to top side as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Johnson going to continue to lead the way as they come out of turn number 4. 21 laps in the books. Now starting to tick these laps down. You know, somebody's going to knock off their spoiler or something on that wall in 1 and 2. They are definitely using that a bit. As they head out of turn number 4, going to be 22 laps in the books. Let's move back a little bit. Tolson has fallen back quite a bit from the battle for the lead, as it looks like these guys might be reeling him in too as they head through 3 and 4. Hunter Rich going to be in that number 4 spot. Let's go take a look at the front of Majulis's car. He's got a little bit of damage everywhere. I don't think he's got a ton of damage where Buchanan hit him, but he's definitely got some damage on the door on the right-hand side. Oh, he's going to get into Rich just a little bit as they are side by side out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Yeah, and if you lose a spoiler here, you're going to be way lost in the sauce. That spoiler is probably more important here than it is most tracks. As we got lap traffic playing the pick on Majulis. Majulis tried to cut up underneath, but it might have slowed him down. Busby and Majulis going to split the lap car down the back straightaway in at 3 and 4. Somehow those guys are going to survive as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Here comes Dylan Yeager in that number 48 down into 1 and 2. Busby going to slide up the track. I'm keeping an eye on those times. Here comes Connor New. Connor New looking for it out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Ethan Johnson leading the way. Connor New trying to catch him out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. So past the halfway point as they come out of turn number 4, 27 laps in the books. We got 23 to go. These guys have pulled away to 3 seconds over the field. You got to wonder how bad their tires are going to be as they head down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. New's going to throw a slider cut down by Ethan Johnson. Ethan Johnson looking great here tonight in that number 11. So is Connor New. Who's going to win this one? Your guess is as good as mine as they come down the back straightaway. Tulsa going to comfortably sit in that number 3 spot. Plenty of room. Hunter Rich, no pressure there. Busby has made his way into the number 5 spot as these guys try to duke it out further back as they're 3 wide out of turn number 4. Lap traffic here definitely play. Oh, Buchanan into the back of the 48. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. They're side by side into 3 and 4, but Jules going to come up the track. Here comes Yeager back down low. Here is something else that we don't usually have to think a whole lot about, but incident points could come into play here tonight. We could see somebody just disappear off the track. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Great battle here for the number 6 spot. Yeager going to slide up. Majulis back with a cut down out of turn 4. It is Gabe Elkins in the 07. He's in the mix into turn number 1 and 2. Gabe going to throw a little slider cut down by Yeager. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Nose to tail as they come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 32 laps in the books. I'm curious how this one's going to play out here, especially up at the front, as these guys have had a great battle, but it looks like Connor New has lost some ground on Ethan Johnson. Oh my God, I thought Gabe was about to kill Majulis. Yeager going to jump back up into that number 7 spot, goes back to work on Majulis out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Caution flag comes out on lap number 33. All right, looks like Diesel Jones having a little bit of a problem in the number 46. Let's see what happens to him. I mean, he's got a busted nose and everything else. Oh, he just stops. He's just done. Tried to pull onto pit road, missed the initial entrance and goes in there. That brings out the caution flag, though. As we get the caution flag here once again, we're going to re-rack them, restack them. Johnson leads the way. I'll tell you what, there's a bit of barn burner up at the front, and that battle for 7th or 6th wasn't too bad either. You sure he hasn't hit the pace car? I'm pretty sure he has. As they come down the back straightaway, it looks like Connor New wants to pick the inside. No. As they head into turn number 3 and 4, let's see if they get that one to go pretty quick here. Digging through candy. Sorry, my bad. I got some Easter candy. I made sure to buy the kids some and me some. How was everybody's Easter, guys? Let me know in the chat as these guys are going green flag this time by. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes to get this one done. Can we do it? as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Johnson and New on that front row. Can New get a good start here? We're about to find out as they head into turn number 3 and 4. When will Johnson fire him off? Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Let's see if Connor New's going to utilize the wall here on lap 1. He does. Gets up into the wall. Big run as they come out of turn number 2. He's got a ton of damage on the nose of that number 10. Definitely busting that nose up pretty good as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Let's go take a look at it. He has absolutely demolished the front of that number 10 machine. He is definitely starting to struggle a little bit as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Does Connor New have enough car left? He's going to ship it into 3 and 4. Slide job by Connor New. Bangs the wall. Cut down by Johnson. Johnson going to take the lead back as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. 14 laps to go. Johnson clobbers the wall in 1 and 2. Johnson going to clobber the wall. Here comes Connor New down into turn number 3 and 4. Licks the stamp and sends it up the track. Bangs the wall. Here comes Ethan Johnson back down low. Down the back front straightaway into 1 and 2. It's going to be Ethan Johnson leading the way. Connor New in second. Big contact in turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. New's going to lose a ton of ground. Johnson going to lead it through turn number 3 and 4. Coming to 12 laps to go this time by. And I'll tell you what, here comes Hunter Rich in the 33. Hunter Rich is, look at that. See that? He should not be able to do that. Should not be able to do that. That just is so bad. Whoa, what's up, Ham? Oh, he got incident pointed out. Connor New is gone as Johnson keeps the lead. Hunter Rich in second, Hayden Tolson in third. There was a lot of hits there from Connor New. You got to wonder where Ethan Rich is on that incident point as here comes Tolson looking for the number 2 spot back. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Tolson going to cut it down out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Takes that spot. Hunter Rich back to third. Here comes Majulis and the, oh, I see what's wrong. Hunter Rich has lost the spoiler on that number 33. So Hunter Rich losing the spoiler. You can see he can barely drive that thing completely sideways. Has to use the wall. Yeah, Connor, you're not supposed to do that. As he is going the wrong way in a hurry as they head through turn number 1 and 2. 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go. Look at who's peeked their way into the top 3. It's going to be the 127 of Blake Majulis. Yeah, I mean, he was smashing it. I think it got him more for hitting the back of Johnson than it did for hitting the wall. I bet you those incident points came from hitting Johnson coming out of the corner. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be all Ethan Johnson out front with 7 laps to go. Tolson trying to reel him in. Does he have enough time? Majulis in the number 3 spot. Oh, Gabe Elkins hard on the wall in turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, he definitely was. He definitely was. Through turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be Gabe Elkins up on the wall now. Here comes Dylan Yeager. Yeager looking low out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. He's going to slide into 1 and 2. Who was he smashing? He was, it was just a little Connor New and, Ethan Johnson action. I should have played this one on the OnlyFans, 3 wide in the rear. Oh, no! Gabe Elkins into the inside wall. Caution flag comes out. I think Gabe might have knocked the spoiler. He did knock the spoiler off that 07. Made it undrivable. Bringing out the caution flag here once again. Yep, he's got no spoiler. And that thing will not sit on the track. This is like probably one of the worst tracks to lose a spoiler at. Here, Chicago. Or not Chicago. Charlotte. Here, Charlotte. Or Knoxville. Right? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. It kind of looked like Connor New was eating the corn out of Ethan Johnson's shit. That's just what it looked like. I don't know for a fact, but that's what it looked like. Yeah, I know. My bad. I was trying to think of the other tracks. Look, guys, if I didn't say stupid shit, you guys wouldn't watch. Don't make me do what Peter Neuter should have done. Turn my camera on and smash a keyboard. Which one? Which comment? Look, I'm telling you, he raged. He should have broke some keyboards. I would have watched that. I guarantee. If he smashed 1 or 2 keyboards a stream, he would have 1,000 people watching every stream. Am I wrong? Yeah. All right, we are looking for the green flag. What are they doing? Quit touching yourselves. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, Ethan Johnson leads the way. I'll tell you what, I guess Hayden Tolson wants to have a side-by-side start. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come down the front straightaway. Johnson going to lead it into turn number 1 and 2. Hayden Tolson second. Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager, Desmond Busby out of turn number 2. I don't think Busby's going to get the sweep, but he is in the top 5. He has got to be happy with tonight as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Issues in the back. As they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Johnson going to continue to lead, but Tolson all over the back of him. Uh-oh. Somebody is special speeds. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Ethan Johnson out front. Hayden Tolson second. Blake Majulis in third. As they are 3 wide behind him. Heading into 1 and 2. Going to be 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Tolson going to get a good run out of turn number 2. Can he take it anywhere? All over the back of Johnson. Takes it to the bottom. Into turn number 3 and 4. Johnson gets the wall. Tolson up that track. Takes the lead out of 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. Johnson going to slide Tolson. Tolson back with the cut down. Drag race, but no competition. Tolson going to take the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Who's going to get it at the line? Johnson down low. Can't get it. It's going to be Tolson with the win. Ethan Johnson second. Majulis, Yeager, or your top 5. I'm sending you something in a second. By the way, Nicholas Ham. Wow, we finished this one with a couple minutes to spare. Let's go through these results with the win here tonight. It is going to be Hayden Tolson, Ethan Johnson in second, Blake Majulis in third. Going to be Dylan Yeager in that number 4 spot, Tyler Orr in. Where the hell did Tyler come from? He is 6 spots up to. That's not bad. Yeager was up 12. Kyle Carter, a good run for him. He's going to be in that number 6 spot. Busby going to be in 7th. Sean Smith in 8th. Robbie Buchanan in 9th. Cray Wheeler in that number 10 spot. Gabe Elkins 11th. Hunter Rich in 12th. Going to be Scott in that number 13 spot. Breeley in 14th. Connor New in 15th. Diesel Jones in that number 16 spot. J.C. Floyd in 17th. Daniel Elkins in 18th. I don't know if I'll get Tolson, Johnson, or Majulis in the Discord, but we will see if they show up for an interview. But they are more than welcome to. And I want to send something to Nicholas Ham. Where are you at, Ham? I thought I did send it, but apparently I didn't. Hold on. I got too many messages with Robbie. Where's it at? All right, Ham. I just sent you something, Nick. Let me know if you got it. And answer the question that I put in there. All right, nobody in Discord. We got about 5 minutes until the UMP Modifieds show up. Let's go take a look and see who they got registered for the UMP Modifieds. All right, let's see. What do we got going on for the UMP Modifieds? Let's see how many people they got. Oh, that's the wrong button. All right, let's see. Where are the UMPs? So 13, only 13 cars for the UMP Modifieds. We're going to see if more jump in. Hopefully they do, because that would be a pretty lame race. Right now registered, oh my God, Stephen Gaines. T-Clem signed up. Zachary is signed up. All right, they are starting to pile in a little bit now. All right, so I see Zachary, T-Clem, Stephen Gaines, Dylan Yeager. Good. That'll be interesting. Let's see. Donnie Watts is in there. Carson Buller. Aaron Bullens. I think it'd be interesting to see if... I think it'll be interesting if we could get a couple more. If Busby will get in there, it'd be sick to see him in there after watching him run a couple of races. We'll see if Busby makes it up in here. Kyle Carter is signed up. So just to give you a few names, it is starting to populate a little bit now that the late models are over. So some of the guys jumping over to the UMP Modifieds. It is up to 19 cars. It'd be interesting. We might end up with a single split. Hopefully we don't end up with one of those weird, really small double splits. Those are always the worst. As we got about 2 minutes left, we're going to get ready for tonight's main event. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here, get this saved, and get ready to get into the next race of the night. Who's ready for the UMP Modifieds at Huset, guys? Let me know in the chat. Are you guys ready for some more racing? Last race of the night. Last time for these drivers to shine. All right, let's see. Up to 24 cars. They're still building it up. All right, let's see. We can do this. Actually, by the time I do this, it's going to be... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted to do. All right, I'm not going to get there in time. I was trying to load something else up, but that's not going to work. All right, let's see. We got about, a few seconds here. 8 seconds. And they're going to start closing down that lobby and getting these people into the next race of the night. Who is ready as we get ready for UMP Modifieds at Huset? Let's see who else we got in here. Let's see if anybody... it's going to be solid, I think. I think we got a solid one. Dustin Price has joined the server. There's another good name. Kevin, pretty man. I don't know if he's going to make... Yeah, he should make top split. It'll be close. Scott is in there. Stephen Gaines is in there. So definitely starting to pick up a little bit with the caliber drivers. over there for the UMP Modifieds. All right, I could be excited about this one. Should be a good one here tonight for the UMP Modifieds. Should be able to get into the session now. Or maybe not. Just waiting for it to update. We are waiting on the UMP Modifieds. We've done big blocks, supers, and this will be the last one of the night. Race number 3 at the triple header. All right, come on, Irison. Come on, put these guys in a server. Or show the server to me. They're probably already in it. There it is. All right, let's get into the server. As soon as it lets me load in, I will read you that SOF. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this is going to be a great race. So 5440 SOF. It looks like everybody's going to make the feature here tonight. Solid field, solid field. I figured that the UMP Modifieds at Huset, it's got to be way better than the big tracks we've seen, like Oswego. I like Husets. I don't know about you guys, but I personally like Husets. From a driving standpoint. Like them all from a broadcast standpoint for the most part. All right, guys, getting into the session. We are breaking ourselves in. UMP Modifieds here tonight at Huset for the final race of the night. Those paints should update. Looks like we got 13 cars in the server. How about Scott out there with the quick time? And the what should be the 310 here in a minute. Yeah. I enjoy it. I mean, I ran when it came out, I ran a big block fixed race here, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I like those tracks you got to drive anyway. Personally, like I'm more of a short track guy. I don't like lots of people like the Nashvilles and stuff like that. That's not my style. I'm not as good at those. I don't know how to keep it a fraction of a tenth off of the bottom of the throttle. I got to work it more than that. All right, so these guys getting some laps in, getting ready for tonight's main event. It is going to be 2 heat races, no consi, 30 laps here tonight for the main event. Everybody's going to make it. This should be a good one here tonight. Definitely some good drivers out there. So they have no excuse. Except for T-Clem. He'll find an excuse. Sorry, T-Clem. I love you. All right, so just about the end of practice. About 30 seconds left here tonight for the final race of the night. UMP Modifieds, 30 laps for the main event. We got 2 8-lap heat races and then the main event after qualifying here, as we got about 20 seconds left until they jump into qualifying. About 20 seconds, or 20 seconds, 7 seconds, and that is going to be the end of the session. Dylan Yeager out here. He's looking fast in the number 48 machine. as that is the checkered flag for practice, and we are going to jump into qualifying. Who is going to be our first victim to watch here tonight? I do feel like we might see somebody climb that berm, and it could get interesting. We're going to find out. Honestly, it's a racy track. If you're smart, make your moves right. It could be a lot of fun tonight. The key is going to be patience, patience, patience. All right, looks like Dylan Yeager going to jump out on the track here early on in qualifying. Let's see where he may or may not set the bar here tonight. He is going to set the first lap if he completes this lap. Let's see what he does as he heads through turn number 1 and 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's going to bang the wall there. I don't know if it's going to count this lap out of turn number 4 to the line. Let's see if it counted his lap. It does. It's a 13.315. Let's see if he's able to pick it up on lap number 2. He did roll the bottom time this time by as he comes across the line. There goes Dylan with a 12.996. So that's going to set the quick time here tonight. Let's see who else we got out there. We got Stephen Gaines. We got to go see what Stephen Gaines is doing. Stephen is always quick here in the UMP Modifieds. As he comes across the line to start lap number 1. Let's see where he puts that 07 machine. I see Zachary Mitzner is out there qualifying. We'll see if he can get himself a podium as Stephen Gaines goes second quick with a 13.015. So far, only one car has broke that 12-second mark. Let's see if lap number 2 with Gaines is slower. He is not going to pick up the pace. He's going to be in that number 2 spot. Zachary's going to be in 6th. T-Clem in 7th. Let's see. Zachary did not pick up the lap. And Derek Darnell going to take the number 6 spot. All right. I think we are pretty... How about Braswell up to 3rd in the number 18 out of nowhere? Or up to 2nd. He's going to take that number 2 spot here tonight. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, they're jumping in. So that's going to cut qualifying a little bit as we get done early with that. And we are going to go into heat race number 1. Now, remember, everybody's going to make it here tonight. So this is strictly for position. Strictly for position. As they get ready for heat race number 1, starting on the pole here tonight. It is going to be the number 48 of Dylan Yeager. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Stephen Gaines. Oh, Zach missed the start. Outside of him in the number 33, it is going to be Dustin Price. Outside of him, it is now going to be Stephen Gaines. Starting inside, not Stephen Gaines. It's going to be Kyle Carter. Starting inside, row number 3. It's going to be Carson Buller, and that will be the field as Zachary is not in there. And we are going to look for the green flag. So Zachary, probably assuming he had a couple seconds longer, went to go use the bathroom, get a drink, whatever, and totally missed the start here. Guarantee that. Well, I don't know. He should have been back, though. I don't know what he was thinking. Zach! Oh, no. Well, that's almost as bad as you crashing. That's unfortunate. Looking for the green flag as Yeager gets on the gas. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they head into 1 and 2. Gaines going to hold strong on the outside through turn number 1 and 2. Not letting him get away. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Yeager down low. Gaines up high. Drag race out of turn number 4. Down into 1 and 2. Gaines is going to lead that time by as they head down the back straightaway. 4, 3, and 4. Looks like that top side starting to cook a little bit here tonight as they come out of turn number 4. Gaines at the line once again into turn number 1 and 2. Not going to lie, a little bit of impressed by that outside of Stephen Gaines as they head through turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Gaines going to lead it again at the line. 3 laps in the books. Still side by side for that number 1 spot. Well, Zachary, at least everybody makes it, right? You're just going to have to start deep in the field. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Yeager did get a little bit of the berm. That's going to slow him up a little bit as Gaines continues to lead down the front straightaway. 3 laps to go for Stephen Gaines. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Let's go take a look and see what's happening for third on back. Dustin Price in the number 33. Kyle Carter in that number 11. Carson Buller, Aaron, all nose to tail. This pack looks close out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. White flag is out. 1 more lap for Stephen Gaines. He's looking to get a victory here tonight, not just in the heat race. He's looking for the feature, and he is going to start in the best possible as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Stephen Gaines winning heat race number 1. Dylan Yeager, Dustin Price, Carter Buller, Bullens, and Mitzner did not start. He's going to be starting shotgun on the field here tonight in the feature. All right, let's go ahead and get them racked up once again for heat race number 2. Going to be 8 laps here. It's going to be James Braswell in that number 18 starting in first. Outside of him in the 310, it's going to be Scott. Starting inside row number 3, it's going to be the number 96 of Derek Darnell. Outside of him in the number 97, it's going to be T. Clem. Then rounding out the field here tonight in that number 86 machine, it's going to be Trevor Thompson. Outside of him in the number 48, it's going to be Nate Wemhoff. Looking for the green flag here tonight in heat race number 2. I don't know. Scott could take a win here tonight. Definitely giving us hope for a show as Stephen Gaines definitely took it from the outside in heat race number 1. It's going to be interesting to see how Braswell plays this one. It is hard to get that jump here, I got to imagine. This track is kind of tight and definitely small. And, yeah, he has got to be limited. He's got to have a little bit of room to get on that throttle. Looking for the green flag as they head into turn number 3 and 4. When will James Braswell fire off? Green flag is out. Green flag's out as Scott's going to get right on that bumper. Sticks him into turn number 1 and 2. Up the track. Here comes Scott. Down low. Drag race. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Who's going to lead lap number 1 as they come out of turn number 4? Give it to Braswell as Scott tries to roll the bottom into 1 and 2. Great racing behind him for the number 3 spot as T. Clem going to hold the number 3 spot for now. Nate was all over the back of him as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Battle for first continues to rage as Scott puts the pressure on the number 18 out of turn number 2. I'm telling you right now, we get all these cars on the track, which I wish it was more now. This is going to be good racing. These guys putting on a show here tonight in the heats. They definitely are looking racy here at Huset's. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 4 to go at the line. 4 laps to go this time by. 4 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Can Braswell hold on? Can Scott reel him in through turn number 3 and 4? 3 laps to go this time by. 3 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Nose to tail. I'll tell you what, Nate definitely putting the pressure on T. Clem as T. Clem has reeled in Scott and Braswell as they come out of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. Could T. Clem pull something here as they come out of turn number 2? Down the back straightaway. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. 1 more lap to go. Top 3 have broke away from the field into 1 and 2. Here comes Scott putting on the pressure. He's going to go to the top side. T. Clem goes down low. Out of turn number 4. It's going to be Braswell with the win. Scott second. T. Clem, Nate, Derek, Trevor, rounding out the field. Well, they tried to make it interesting, just not able to do it. A little bit of testing for the feature here tonight. Did you make it back in there, Zach? Zach did make it back in there. JC Floyd is not in there. Oh, he is. Oh, he didn't run it. He was watching with me. All right, let's get ready for tonight's final starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight in the 07 machine, it's going to be Stephen Gaines. Outside of him in the number 18, it's going to be James Braswell. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 48 machine, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Outside of him in the 310, it's going to be Scott Merrick. Starting inside row number 3 in that number 33 machine, it's going to be Dustin Price. Outside of him in the number 97, it's going to be T. Clum. Starting inside row number 4 in that number, what is he in, the 21 machine or 11 machine? 11 machine, it's going to be Kyle Carter. Outside of him in the 86, it's going to be Nate Wemhoff. Starting inside row number 5 in that number 77 machine, it's going to be Carson Bullard. Outside of him in the number, I don't know if I got the number. We're going to go Derek Darnell. Starting in, Trevor Thompson. I don't know where I'm at. Derek Darnell. Starting inside row number 6, it's going to be Bullens. Outside of him, it's going to be Trevor Thompson. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 17 machine, it's going to be Zachary Mitzner. They got all out of line, and I got lost on where I was at. Who cares? We're going green flag as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Oh! Yeager jumps the berm, trying to get a good start. Almost a big wreck coming down the front straightaway out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway into turn... I said... Coming down. Okay, I did say that wrong. Out of turn number 4, side by side per second. It's going to be Stephen Gaines out front as Yeager and Braswell side by side out of turn number 2. Yeager going to take the spot into turn number 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Yeager up to the number 2 spot. Braswell going to get in line as he's got a whole lot of Scott behind him out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes the 33, though, of Dustin Price as they head through 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. Price with the number 4 spot that time by. Oh, Braswell needs to be careful. They thought about 3 wide. He drifted it up too high. They almost got up underneath him as they come out of turn number 4. A little bit of contact. Big save by Carter. Carter had his hands full in that number 11's machine, somehow able to hold on to it as we move back up to the front. It is the Stephen Gaines show right now as they come out of turn number 4. Dylan Yeager in that number 2 spot. Braswell going to be in 3rd, Scott in 4th, Dustin Price in 5th. So things are a little bit calm unless you're back here in the pack. You got to be on the move. 8th on back, you definitely need to figure out a way to move forward. These guys racing hard trying to get there. As I'll tell you what, T-Clem trying to find something a little bit different. Looking on the bottom side in that number 97, he's going to get back up in line behind Nate. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Coming across the line, 8 laps complete in tonight's 30-lap main event. Will they be able to keep it lean and green all night? Can Stephen Gaines lead green to checkered? We're going to find out. 9 laps complete, 21 laps to go. 21 laps to go as we bounce back to Dylan Yeager. Braswell trying to stay on his heels as Scott has fallen back. He's got big pressure. Here comes Dustin Price up underneath, not able to do anything with it. He's got to get back in line. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Battle for that number 4 spot. Definitely starting to pick up. We're keeping an eye on the lead battle just ahead, but we're going to stay right here for now as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Zachary Mitzner starting shotgun on the field, has picked up a couple spots, but he's going to need more than that as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Gaines continues to lead. Yeager second. Braswell in third. I didn't realize. Oh, no, he was there. Never mind. Let's go back a little bit further. Do we have any battles on the track? Right now, it is pretty quiet. A couple little tiny shakeups, but nobody really on the move right now as they come out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. We're going to go back to the battle for that number 4 spot. That seems to be really where it's heating up. Here comes Justin Price. Dustin Price going to slide him in turn number 3 and 4 to the line. 15 laps complete. We're halfway there. 15 laps to go. 15 laps to go as they come out of turn number 2. Oh, save it. Scott is ahead in 3 and 4. Here comes Price. Price not able to throw the slider out of turn 4. Scott's going to keep it that side by as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. It's a great battle here for the number 4 spot as they come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Going to cost Dustin just a little bit of time. Here comes Nate or somebody. Nate to his high side, not able to take advantage as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 12 more laps to go. Gaines going to continue to lead the way. Dylan Yeager second. They pulled away from Braswell. Back here to the battle for the number 4 spot. Here comes Dustin Price back down low, up underneath out of turn 4. He's got to get back in line. Can he find his way around? Will Dylan Yeager catch Stephen Gaines and find his way around up at the front? We're going to find out as he is all over the back of that 07 as they head into 1 and 2. Stephen Gaines going to blink a little bit there in 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Yeager looking up underneath. Side by side for the lead out of turn 4. 9 laps to go. Can Stephen Gaines hold on as they head through 1 and 2? Steven definitely having a little bit of internet malfunction here as they head through turn number 3 and 4. He's up at the top out of turn 4 to the line. 8 laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. I had no clue he was going to be down there, and I don't think Yeager did it either. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 7 to go at the line. Yeager all over the back of Gaines down into turn number 1 and 2. Gaines going to continue to blink out in that 07. This could cause problems for the leader with Yeager not knowing where he's at. How hard will Yeager force it down into turn number 1 and 2? Down the back straightaway, drag race looking for turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn 4. It's going to be Gaines that time by 5 laps to go. Can he hold off Yeager down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4? 4 more laps to go. Things are definitely starting to get intense for the 07. I think his internet is stressing more than he is as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. They're going to get that 3 to go this time by 3 laps to go as they come across the line. Yeager is there but can't find his way around. He's going to try to cut down out of 2. Big run for Yeager. Yeager going to ship it into turn number 3 and 4. Slides across the nose of Gaines. Gaines back with the cut down. Drag race. It's going to be Yeager at the line that time by. Gaines going to slide back at 1 and 2. Here comes Yeager back with the cut down out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Gaines going to ship it into 3 and 4. One last time. Oh, contact. Contact as he gets into Yeager. White flag is out. White flag is out. He was not clear of the slider. Did mic up and apologize as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Stephen Gaines going to take the win. Dylan Yeager second. Braswell third. Price, Scott, Nate, T. Clem, Carter, Aaron, and Buller rounding out the field, or rounding out the top 10. What a win for Stephen Gaines. I know he's a little upset with that move, but man, he was trying hard, and I think Yeager understood that. Just a little bit of a mistake. Almost cleared him there. It is going to be Gaines with the win. Yeager second. Braswell in third. Going to be Dustin Price in that number 4 spot. Scott Mark in 5th. Going to be Nate in 6th. T. Clem 7th. Kyle Carter in 8th. Going to be Aaron Bullens in that number 9 spot. Carson Buller in 10th. Zachary Mitzner in 11th. Going to be Derek Darnell in 12th and Trevor Thompson in 13th. I don't think any of these guys are going to end up in the Discord, which is fine. But great racing here tonight. That's going to be it for me. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Definitely appreciate it. Floyd, thank you for the follow. Make sure you guys get those likes, shares, and follows in. As always, until next time, be safe and have a good night.